What is something universities should stop normalizing? Matching tuition to what student loans will provide. From the time I got into my school to the time I started working at that same school, a span of 5 years, tuition went from $24,000 to $52,000. All of the teaching staff got an email one November about how to talk to students about why tuition was going up in the middle of a semester. Skyrocketing tuition. How expensive student accommodation is. The pressure to publish anything no matter how bad it is. Just get your name out there. It's destroying science and scientific work. Super high salaries for sports coaches, football mostly. Making it difficult and punitive to change majors. People grow and change. Especially from the age of 18 to 25. I may have entered college wanting to be an opera singer. But I left wanting to work in education. It shouldn't have cost so much time, money, and effort to make that change. Bugging you after graduation for donations. That their top-tier athletes are actually getting a legitimate education. Professor who writes book and then forces students to buy it for their class. How is that ethical? Asking alumni for donations. Like wasn't the $40,000 I spent good enough? Question mark exclamation mark question mark exclamation mark question mark exclamation mark. Teachers taking pride in how many students fail their class. The value of sports teams over other clubs or activities. Getting a degree without learning the material. Forcing students to take pointless courses their first semester. My university offered a class to freshmen that taught them how to adjust to college life. I had friends who took this course without knowing it was totally optional. The fact that university is an experience and an investment. How about showing me what opportunities are guaranteed to pay off these insane fees and tuition? Making us pay over $100 for a parking pass when we already pay too much to live on campus, in the dorms. That once you graduate, after already paying their ridiculously high tuition, you owe them alumni donations. Fuck you. You chiseling bastards. It was a business transaction. I paid you get the silly piece of paper that lets me work in my field. I owe you nothing else. I feel the entire culture of being loyal to your alma mater, and donation and paying for sports ball tickets was created decades ago. If not longer. Just to squeeze more money out of people. Focus on athletics, and using students for uncompensated labor. Paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a job mildly above minimum wage. Making me pay £9,250 a year for online lectures when the professor doesn't know how to use the technology and wastes a quarter of the lecture messing up the slides. Poor audio quality and just the general sense they don't want to be there. I don't claim to know all the pros and cons of granting tenure, but the act of essentially granting carte blanche to professors with little or no oversight to ensure they're not going off the rails or running their own little fiefdom doesn't seem like the best idea on the surface. Allowing male students to date rape girls just because their mum invests a lot of money into the university. Massive debt. My uncle worked a minimum wage job in college in the 80s. Had one small student loan that was paid off like a year after he graduated too. Also, this was a private university. Unpaid internships. You work, you get paid. Full stop. Never taking vacations. People view it as hard working, but it's just wasting your life. Enjoy your time here. Rape. Hating people based on skin color because of something they never did and the haters never suffered. Applies to mostly the top universities. But to fairly accept students. There's been quite a bit of evidence to show that America's top colleges like Harvard have tried to cut down on Asians, and historically Jews, and to artificially force in more Latinos and blacks. A startling statistic shows how Asians need a 100-point higher SAT score than blacks to have the same chance of admission. The insane time restraints. Professors should not be able to make buying textbooks mandatory. I had a professor who made the textbook available in the library as required, but informed the students they needed to buy, not rent, buy a textbook to mark in the exercises. There were no exceptions, and my friend dropped out of the class because she couldn't afford to buy the textbook at all. That they are needed to be successful. The insane prices. How graduate students are treated. Student debt that can't ever be paid off. That people of color can't be racist. Sexual assault. Get the police involved. Universities want to handle these privately. That is bullshit. Fraternities. Making everyone think they need to go to one to succeed in life. Sexual assault. There are so many. First, the idea of requiring on-campus housing and meal plans. They're usually terrible and have no reason to exist. I want to get my damn degree. Not live in a shitty closet and eat food that leaves me spending whatever time they don't waste in the bathroom. Then there's the textbooks. Professors who write their own textbooks for profit should burn in hell after rotting on the streets. They should be unemployable after doing something that unethical. Even regular textbooks are terrible. The same information can be found online. Usually organized much better. Just design classes around free materials. It's not difficult. Not to forget about the unnecessary classes. Any kind of intro to university kind of class is bullshit and just serves to waste time so they can charge you more. If colleges just cut all the bullshit, then 4-year degrees would only take 2 years or so. In a similar vein, there's the maliciously designed classes. Ones that are designed with stupid online questions that are designed to be cheated through. If you don't care to teach us the material, then just cut the damn class.